Now let's turn our focus to something we all can't regret: nutrition and diet for cancer patients and survivors. This session will be moderated by our lovely Susie Entrata Abrera. Susie, I think most of you know her, most of us know her, is a well-known and well-loved television host and personality, known for her work on GMA's Unang Hirit and Mars. As a practitioner and advocate of fitness and a balanced lifestyle, she brings a wealth of experience and knowledge to our discussion. Please join us on stage, Susie Abrera. And a reminder, shout out lang sa mga nasa likod, please try to be quiet kasi nag-interfere po ang ingay ninyo sa recording. Please, please, please. Ms. Susie Abrera.
Okay, so dito mo sabi ko, hindi ba ako pupunta doon? Hello po, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Usually magandang umaga ang bati ko kasi ako po ay taga-unang hirit sa GMA, so morning show po kami. So bihibihira itong magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat na napakagandang mga ladies in pink and other colors as well. It's my pleasure and honor to be hosting this afternoon. We have two segments left this afternoon and hopefully, of course, very beneficial for everybody here. We're going to be talking about diet and nutrition. Napakahalaga po, di ba? At balita ako kanina, hindi ko alam kung updated to menu na pinadala sa akin, pero kanina ay naging masustansya at mabuti naman ang inyong kinain. Merong gulay, merong tofu, meron daw halaan, and of course, may prutas. Tama ba yung menu na ibigay sa akin? Tama naman, confirmed. Okay, so very healthy at napaka-halaga para sa, syempre, survivorship, ang pagkain na healthy para sa atin. Syempre, marami tayong katanungan tungkol dyan. Ano ba yung mga bawal? Yung totoong bawal or hindi bawal? Bawal ba talaga o pwedeng konti, wag masyadong marami, pero acceptable naman. So those are the things that we're going to be learning about this afternoon. Don't worry, hindi lang po ako nandito dahil meron tayong mga totoong eksperto na tutulong po para sa ating lahat na makakuha ng dagdag kaalaman para syempre dun sa mga bagay na baka akala natin ito yung tama, yung pala, hindi pala. So for that, para gawin natin medyo energetic ang ating afternoon, although there wasn't a lack of energy as I was listening to your previous segment with Ms. Chicky Roa kanina, meron tayong konting pag-games. Game ba kayo sa konting pag-games? Yes! Ito ang pag-games na walang premyo. Except dagdag kaalaman. Na yan naman ang premyo maiuuwi natin, di ba? At masishare sa iba. Alright, meron akong babasahin ng mga statements tungkol sa diet, tungkol sa pagkain. Sasabihin nyo sa akin kung palagay ninyo tama o hindi. So kumbaga, kung walang kaduda-duda na yung statement ay sinabi ko, tama naman, tatayo kayo at sasabihin nyo, dapat. Yan, ganyan. Dapat, may ganyan. Kapag kayo medyo alanganin dun sa sinabi kong statement, you can stay seated at sasabihin nyo lang, duda. Yan. So, dapat, tatayo, or duda, stay seated. Alright, are you guys game? Yes, here we go, here we go. All right. Ito yung weird lang. Hindi ko alam yung tamang sagot din. So mamaya natin malalaman ng sabay-sabay. All right. Ito ang unang statement natin. Huwag kakain ng tokwa at taho kapag may or nagka-breast cancer. Tama o duda? Duda. Okay, duda sila sa statement na yon. At lahat kayo duda, in fairness. All right, next. Kumain ng kimchi o buro para iwasan ang cancer. Tama o duda? Duda pa rin. Kaduda-duda pala tong listahan na binigay sa akin so far, ha? All right. Eto, curious din ako. Iwasan daw ang gatas at anumang dairy foods. Tama o duda? Merong nagtama. Merong nagtama, merong duda. Okay. Hati. Minunod ko dito, hati ang audience. Yan. Alright, yung pang-apat naman natin. Ito yata yung favorite ko. Pwedeng uminom ng alcohol tulad ng beer. Tama o duda? Duda lahat. Duda silang lahat. Okay. Ito naman ang ating panghulit, panglima. Mas okay maging vegetarian o vegan kapag may o nagka-breast cancer. Tama o duda? May duda pa rin, ha? may tama din. Meron ding duda. Ay, gusto ko yung, hindi siya sure. Tama, duda. Bahala na. Parang may isang tatama dyan. Okay. Alright. Sana po ay medyo na-excite kayo dyan sa ating ginawang activity. At eto, naaalamin natin kung anong advice ng ating mga eksperto ngayong tanghali. At para mapaliwanagan tayo tungkol sa mga ito, meron tayong mga eksperto pagdating sa nutrition management. Makakausap natin sila tungkol sa ating concerns about our diets as breast cancer survivors and warriors. So, uunahin na nating i-introduce sa inyong lahat si Dr. Maricar Esculto Can. And Doc Maricar is here with us. Good afternoon. Pinahirapan na. Ayan, butin, may nadaanan. Kasi Dr. Maricar, bigyan ko lang po kayo ng konting background. Aside from being an internist specializing in medical nutrition by profession, Doc Maricar is also a registered nutritionist dietitian. Her work at the Makati Medical Center is focused on nutrition management for patients with chronic diseases and, of course, cancer. All right. Welcome po, Doc Maricar.
Thank you.
All right, at makakasama naman natin, nako, ito, rockstar ito. Makakasama natin next. We are fortunate to have with us an institution in Philippine healthcare, Dr. Jaime Galvez-Tan. Doc Jaime, Doc Jimmy! Iyan naman. Si Doc Jimmy po served as Secretary of the Department of Health under the Ramos administration in 1995 and has written many insightful books on health and nutrition in the Philippine setting. Today, he pursues his many health and nutrition advocacies through Health Futures Foundation, an organization that empowers local governments and communities to access quality health care. Ito na po ang ating usap-usapan. All right. Okay. Hello. Good afternoon, mga doc. Good afternoon.
We're so glad to be here.
Long time.
Oo, mga 3 weeks din tayo hindi pa nagkikita, Doc Jimmy. Kaya sabi ni Doc, long time no see. Mga 3 weeks yung huling pagkikita namin ni Doc Jimmy. Alright, so you guys heard about the icebreaker kanina. Diba? At ang galing, niya. Ang galing. Parang, kumbaga, ayan, pa-check lang namin yung audio ni Doc Jimmy. Yan. So, kanina, pinag-usapan namin, sabi ko nga sa kanila, actually, hindi ko alam yung, ayan.
Ang galing nung opening ni Susie.
Ay,
Kaya
thank you.
palakpakan
Ay,
natin.
Doc naman. Arte. Thank you, Doc. Thank you so much, Doc. Ito, kanina, so sinabi ko kanila, yung mga tinatanong ko, actually hindi ko alam yung sagot. Kasi walang note kung alin yung tama o hindi. So kumbaga, gusto ko rin malaman kung ano tong mga ito because a lot of the times also we know somebody who's battling cancer or is, recovering from. So ito na yung unang tanong kanina. So please give me your advice about this. So yung una, huwag daw kakain ng tokwa o taho kapag may or nagkaroon ng breast cancer. Ano po ang... Ay, Doc Maricar, would you like...
Okay, so
Ladies
actually...
first daw.
Actually, that's a very common question po. No? Whenever I have breast cancer patients consulting me in the clinic, hindi talaga halos mawawala yung question na yun. Parang pwede pa rin po bang kumain ng mga soy products, ganun. So actually, the answer to that is yes. So soy is actually a good source of protein. No, it is rich in bioactive, yung tinatawag nating bioactive compounds. These are compounds in food that has certain beneficial effects in the body. So yun yung ang tawag doon ay isoflavones. So it has an important role in controlling inflammation. Okay, so which is very important, no, whenever we manage certain diseases. So as per recommendations naman po, if you will get the isoflavone from food sources, then that's okay. So ang nagiging questionable lang kasi kapag halimbawang nagiging ano na siya, no, yung parang mga product-centered po na sometimes they say na parang ire-refine yung mga isoflavones into supplements. So that becomes a problem. What we advocate for and encourage is you still get these nutrients from whole foods. So for me, the answer to that is you can still eat it in kumbaga in moderate portion. So how much is that? So if you are talking about soft tofu, that's around 70 grams or 5 by 5 portion. So if yung firm tofu naman, that's around 30 grams or 2.5 cube portion. Tapos kung taho naman, kahit half cup. So 1 to 2 servings per day is still within acceptable and counted as moderate. Yun.
Ang ganda kasi ngayon ko lang nalaman yung difference pala nung yung firm and soft na may kinalaman
Yes.
pala siya in terms of
Opo.
okay, yung allowable. Doc Jimmy,
Ako naman gusto ko lumabas ho kayo dito sa Seda Hotel Mamya na yes sa soya. Ayan. Wala na pong duda dapat, no? Hindi, ganito po yun, no? Tingnan nyo. When you look, iba po kasi yung Asian context and the American context. Nagkakagulo dyan, pati yung mga doktor. Pero sa Asia po, remember, Asia po, more than 5,000 years, kumakain ng soya mula all over Asia, from even the biggest country like, of course, Japan, Korea, China, India. And pag titignan niyo po sa buong mundo, silang lowest cancer rates. The ones who are soya eating are the lowest in cancer rate. No? So yung gusto ko lang po sabihin nyo na ito yung tinatawag kong food epidemiology. No? Pag kinakain na ng matagal na maraming tao, tapos ang bababa ng cancer, ngayon bakit mataas sa Pilipinas? Yan ang gusto kong sagutin ninyo, pero hindi ko sasagutin. Muna ngayon.
Later, Doc.
Commercial break. Parang
bakit
may
breast cancer ang pinakamataas sa Pilipinas all over Asia? Kasi hindi tayo kumakain ng soya. Di ba?
so baliktad.
Baligtad eh. Tingnan mo mga Japanese, no? Why are the Japanese living up to 100 years old without cancer? Dahil araw-araw po, soya, umaga, tanghali, gabi, ang kinakain. I lived in Japan, and 3 months lang yun, pero inobserbahan ko kung anong kinakain nila. Diba? So gusto ko lang po sabihin yun. No? So gusto ko po sabihin po, dapat paglabas niyo po rito, wala na pong duda. Now, ganito lang po ang tutol ko. No? Pag bibili kayo ng soya milk, walang asukal. Ayan. Sugar-free soya. Pag bibili kayo ng taho, walang syrup. Tapos sasabihin, ay, pangit ang lasa. Hindi. Gagawa kayo coconut sugar. Ayun, coconut sugar. Sabihin niya lang doon sa magtataho, huwag niyo lalagay yung syrup. Ako na lang ang gagawa ng aking syrup. Remember, coconut sugar, contra cancer din, di ba? O, same on, di ba? So, dalawa na yun. Meron ka pang soya, meron ka pang coconut sugar. So, yes na yes po tayo sa soya. Okay.
Wow. At saka na-excite ako dun sa idea. Kasi siyempre nung sinabi ni Doc, walang syrup, parang wag na nga. Parang, di ba yung iba pa dati? Pa-extra syrup, kuya. May gano'n, di ba? Pero meron naman palang ways around it. And I think, di ba, yun pa minsan yung limitation about when somebody gets sick, yung parang, ito na nga lang yung nagpapasaya sa akin, tatanggalin nyo pa. Pero meron palang ways around it. Katulad nun, when you mentioned na pwedeng coconut sugar, and I was imagining the taste, masarap ha? Parang ang sarap, tapos magkakaroon ka pa ng contrast of texture na malambot yung soya, tapos medyo granules, pwede. Oh, thank you mga Doc. Wow.
Gusto ko lang pabulaan kasi alam niyo sa Amerika, yung soya, bago lang sa kanila, no? Only within the last 100 years. Tapos in-examine niya, alam mo mga Amerikano, mahilig po, ang soya po, 1,000 phytochemicals, no? Yung isoflavones is just one of them. Pero merong isang maliit, no? Genistein, yan, papaliwanag ko siya. Isa lang nakita out of 1,000, masama na. Ganun ang mga Amerikano. Pero mga Asyano, kabuuan ang tinitignan. Yung kabuuang epekto nung dami ng mga phytochemicals na nagpapaganda po ng kalusugan at kontra cancer.
At ang ganda po nung point nyo na yun na hindi siya introduced sa atin eh. Kumbaga kinamulatan natin siya na merong tofu. Kaya yung...
Magbibigay po ako ng price. Ano po ang soya sa Tagalog?
Ano muna yung price, Doctor? Dala ka lang.
Libreng konsultasyon. Ng isang oras sa akin.
Ang dami nyo nang matututunan kay Doc noon, super. Ano po, soya sa Tagalog?
Anong soya sa Tagalog?
Taho? Otaw? Utaw? Can you use the mic?
Yes,
Sorry.
tama, hindi
Tama
tama.
po.
Utaw po.
Utaw.
So, gagawin niyo po sa bahay kubo, Sitaw, utaw, bataw, patani.
Dinagdagan na. Ang ganda, ang ganda. Thank you so much, Doc. May 1 hour ka, ma'am, ha?
Mamaya, 1 hour
Kukunin natin
consultation.
ang ka-dinner date mo na ngayon ay si Doc Jimmy mamaya. Alright, thank you so much sa inyong mga doc. Okay, we're gonna move to the next one. Ito, interested din ako dito. Para kasi siyang preventative eh. Nakalagay, kumain ng kimchi o buro para iwasan ang cancer. Most of them said duda. Ano po? Doc Maricar?
Well, actually, the benefit that we can get from from kimchi is the good source of fiber. And we know fiber, siya po yung parang pagkain kasi ng mga good bacteria sa natin, no? Yung tinatawag nating gut microbiota. So siguro hindi natin masasabi na diretso, no, na pag kumain ka ng kimchi, you would automatically prevent the cancer. But it can be a part of a healthy diet recommendation. So sa akin po, if you like it, no, if you have it available, then you can include it in your in your daily diet.
Okay,
Yes.
nice. Okay naman pala. Oo nga naman, part of, hindi naman mo i-attribute yung hindi ka nagkaroon ng cancer dahil mahilig ka sa kimchi.
Solitary kumbaga intake ng isang food item. So it's
Oo.
actually a combination talaga ng various balanced diet pa rin.
Right. Okay, thank you, Doc. Doc Jimmy?
Ngayon, yes na yes po tayo sa kimchi, no? Pero ang paliwanag ko yung ganito. Ang kimchi po ay buro. No? Burong cabbage. So sabi ko, pareho yan basta kahit anong buro, it's a fermented and it creates probiotics. Gusto ko ba lang sabihin niya, no? So, hindi lang po kimchi, pero burong mangga,
Sarap.
burong mustasa,
Sarap.
yung po
Burong kanin,
ang mga-
kasama ba?
O basta binuro. parang,
Di ba sa
po-
Nueva Ecija, burong kanin?
parang naglalaway ka na
Di ba?
sus.
Ako rin nga, sarap.
So, sa kabuuang kaayusan po ng pagkain, napakaganda po ng mga buro, no? Try to eat as much buro as you can. I mean, during the week, di ba? Or even daily, kahit maliit lang yun, di ba? Yung atsara na po
Atsara, I
natin,
was
no?
gonna say,
Yun lang,
atsara.
sorry, one more. Sa atsara lang, gusto ko coconut sugar pa rin ang gagamitin. O kaya walang sugar na lang.
Pwede.
rin.
Pwede naman, Doc.
Oo. What about honey? Meron ba siya?
Honey, coconut sugar po talaga aking, or else sabihin na lang natin, dark muscovado.
Okay.
Dark
Okay, mga ganyan yung mga guide nito. Alright, so approve tayo. Maganda pala talaga yung mga buro at saka mga ganyang klase ng ulam. Plus, kung hindi accessible, kunwari kakain sa labas o packed lunch, minsan ba ablagay dyan, tas halos walang gulay. At least kung kunwari merong buro, or kahit sa bahay, kunwari nagmamadali, and easy foods yung lalagay namin. Sardinas, ganyan. At least meron ka ng gulay pag meron kang buro kasi nakakip naman siya sa ref lagi. So kami lagi meron kaming buro. Ang ginagawa ko yung, tag dito, sibuyas. Burong sibuyas. So my family, hindi ko alam kung may benefits ba yun, kung burong sibuyas.
Yes.
Okay
yes.
naman, no?
Meron
Basta
pa-
anything na ganyan.
anything buro talaga eh.
Alright, perfect.
So, mamaya tatanungin uli ni Susie, yung mga tanong mo. Titignan natin ang sagot.
Ang sagot. Alam na,
Sabihin-
matatandaan nila yan. Okay, this is also a good one kasi dito hati yung audience natin kanina. Yung tanong was, iwasan ang gatas at anumang dairy foods. Yung iba, sabi nila, oo daw, tama daw, dapat daw iwasan. Yung iba naman, parang duda naman daw sila. Doc Maricar, what can you say?
Actually, very challenging to answer yung pong question na yan, no? Of course, I wouldn't be surprised na iba-iba talaga sila nang sasabihin. Kasi bawat isang tao merong individual preferences po, no, in terms of choosing your food. Pero ano ba yung mga nutrients na available sa milk? So you have protein. So it's a good source of carbohydrates in the form of lactose. Siguro nagkakaroon lang ng issue with regards to your choices po is yung type ng fat, Doc, no? Kasi yung fat natin, meron siyang iba't ibang klase. You have the saturated fats, you have the polyunsaturated fats, and the monounsaturated fats. So, any fat source po kasi na coming from animal, that's predominantly saturated fats siya. So, pag halimbawa siguro nagbabasa po kayo, no, makikita ninyo na pag yung saturated fats, among the fat group, parang yan yung pinaka-least na pipiliin mo. So, I cannot brand na ang milk po is masama. So siguro if it will be included, halimbawa milk drinker talaga, no, yung person. Ako pag nagkaroon po ako ng pasyente, tinatanong ko, are you a milk drinker or not? Kasi it's not a requirement to drink milk, no? Actually, you can get other nutrients pa rin po, no, from other food. Yung protein you can get it from other sources, your carbs, your fat. Pero kung halimbawang talagang, it will make you happy na may kasama kahit konting portion ng milk, then I can compute for you how we can incorporate or include that in your in your diet plan. So for me, that's how how I approach when I do patient counseling. Oo.
What about yung mga nut milks? Di ba a lot of people are now parang focusing on nut milks, almond
Yeah.
milk, ganyan.
Opo.
Is that a good substitute?
Yes, actually, I offer that also po, no? Yung mga tinatawag nating plant-based milk options. Pero again, it will depend on, makita mo sa reaction ng patient eh. So, I also,
Labnaw kasi. Di ba? Pag kunwari kung milk drinker kayo, tapos nag-nut milk kayo, malabnaw siya. So,
Oo.
yung consistency niya, different yung feel niya eh. For milk drinkers.
Yeah,
Oo.
tsaka there are certain recipes po kasi na halimbawa, it cannot be substituted talaga na magiging same yung end product, no, if you will use the milk. So, what's important is you explain to the patient kung ano ba yung mga risk versus benefit, no, of their choices, and then you guide them accordingly po.
Thank you, Doc.
Okay, thank you.
Sa totoo lang po, ang gatas ng baka ay para sa baka. Ang gatas ng ina para sa bata. Hindi, okay. Una-una po, no, aside from the saturated, at gusto kong sabihin,
Yes, Doc.
long chain saturated, kakwalify ko po yun, no, na ang talagang masama po sa gatas ay long chain saturated fat. At talagang ano po yan, no, proven na sabihin na lang natin na nakaka-facilitate ng cancer. Oh. And particularly kasi nga saturated fat po na long chain, mas delikado po siya for brain, no? For breast cancer. Now, aside from the long chain, ang kasalukuyang gatas po ngayon, sa totoo lang, no? Kung alam nyo po kung paano pinalalaki ang baka, di ba? Ini-injection po ng steroids para tumaba at bumigat. Ini-injection na ng hormones para tumaba agad. Alam nyo ba, dati ang baka, 2 taon bago katayin. Ngayon, 9 na buwan na lang. Kakatayin na dahil binigyan ng hormones and steroids and antibiotics. Alam niyo, pag yung organic po yung kumakain ng damo, yung damo po, antibiotic yun. For the cows. Hindi para sa atin. Iba yung antibiotic po natin.
Iba yung effect sa atin.
May mga halamang gamot na nire-recommenda po ako for antibiotics but not grasses. Okay? Ang grasses po talaga for cows. Pero of course, it's also good for kidney diseases. Gusto ko lang po sabihin. Pero ang ibig sabihin, show me a milk, di ba, na organic po ngayon in the market. Ngayon, kung meron pong isa, ang Prime Minister of New Zealand nag-declare, si Jacinta, this is the woman Prime Minister, na in New Zealand, all our cows are organic. So sabi lang, makukuha yung milk from New Zealand or cheese from New Zealand are all organic. No? So doon lang po, ako po ganito po yan eh. No? Saka meron po ngayon, there is a recent meta-analysis, yung pagsusuri po ng lahat ng research in the world na talagang hindi na ina-advise po na ang mga adults to drink cow's milk. Sa totoo lang po. No? As of now, ito po yung meta-analysis na tinatawag. Pwede po as a child, yes. No? Ang suggestion ko po talaga kung sanay kayo sa puti, di ba? Soya milk na yun. Almond milk na yun. No? Nandiyan pa po cashew milk, pistachio milk, lahat ng mga milk nuts po. Yun na po. Kung umiinom kayo ng kape, gusto niyo yun, o kaya tsaa, gusto niyo, pero soya milk na po. Huwag na po cow's milk, no? So ako po ngayon, as a general rule, kahit sasabihin ng pasyente sa akin, Dok, paano yung cow's milk? Sa totoo lang, sana, ano ba yan? Cancel na ba yun? Cancel food na sa akin niya. Ako po yan, sa cow's milk. Sa totoo lang. Unless you show me it's organic and you want to drink organic, I may allow. But again, alam niyo po kasi sa breast cancer, talagang, ano bang tawag doon yung, it's a factor pag talagang saturated fat po. Long chain saturated fat. No? It's a risk factor.
It's a pro-inflammatory.
Well, buti na lang marami na rin available sa market ngayon na mga substitutes kasi dati wala naman masyado eh. At kung meron man, ubod ng mahal. Eh, dumadami na rin sila nagsusupply ngayon na pwede-pwede na. Medyo lumalapit na sila dun sa nakasanayan natin presyo ng cow's milk. Okay, we're gonna go through the next two questions real quick lang before we move to the other parts of our program. Ito na, pwede bang uminom ng alcohol tulad ng beer? Doc, Maricor?
Yan talaga, no.
Talaga.
Opo. So I think
Ako rin po, no.
Okay.
Opo,
no,
tama
no.
naman
Double
yung
no.
sagot
Double
nila
no.
kanina narinig ko. Kasi as we know, kumbaga alcohol can be, it can damage certain cellular components in the body. So anything that can promote inflammation, can promote cellular damage is not recommended. Especially if you're already diagnosed with cancer. Opo.
Dok,
Double
pwede
no.
ba isang shot lang?
Oo, kahit
Sorry,
kalahating baso lang.
sabi ko talaga sorry Talagang hindi pwede po.
Kasi kumbaga yung cells nga, nagpapagaling pa lang siya no? Mahirap naman na nadedehado pa siya lalo. Alright, okay, noted. Tama naman yung sagot ninyong lahat. Alright, ito last na lang. Mas okay ba maging vegetarian or vegan kapag nagka-breast cancer?
Me first. Actually, yes, because vegan or vegetarian diet, if kumbaga properly planned, can really have a lot of benefits. So number one, it is low dun sa saturated fats nga na sinabi natin na ayaw natin. It is high in fiber, which can feed again your gut, your good bacteria. It is high in vitamins and minerals, basically yung term na nutrient dense. So vegetables, fruits, so grains, they are all included kapag you are on a vegan or vegetarian diet. So mataas yung nutrient density. Yun. So
Hindi magkukulang sa protein o okay lang?
there are kumbaga you have plant-based protein sources. Siguro ang magiging disadvantage lang niya yung tinatawag po kasi nating biologic value, no? Pag sinabi kasing parang animal protein, siya yung high biologic value. Ang ibig sabihin lang nun, yung mga building blocks mas complete. But then again, you have a lot of plant or vegetable-based protein, which when you will design well, in a good combination, in a good variety, mamimit pa rin. Kumbaga kaya pa rin niyang pantayan yung quality ng high biologic value proteins. So yes, actually it's an easier option if you really want to avoid all the bads. Kasi wala rin siyang red meat which is rich in yung tinatawag nating TMAO, trimethylamine oxidase, na again harmful to our cells. So check ako dyan.
Check,
Opo.
okay. Doc Jimmy?
Ako po, yes na yes
Okay.
sa plant-based diet. Ako po yung pag pumunta kayo sa akin at may cancer kayo, talagang be ready for a change of lifestyle.
Hirap sila, Doc, no?
Alam ko yun ang pinakamahirap gawin sa pagkain. Pwede pa yung tulog, gusto ko kasi 7-8 oras ang tulog sa dilim, di ba? Pero pati yung kumisang problema, pero pagkain pinakamay. Pag sinabi po natin exercise, di ba? Alam niyo po ba na when you move, when you walk, you will have less cancer or yung recurrence of cancer if you have. Pero sa pagkain po talaga, kung ayaw nyo talagang bumalik, ako yun, ayaw nyo bumalik ang cancer, I really advocate plant-based diets po. Now ulitin ko lang, I'll mention the plant-based protein. No? So beans, red beans, black beans, white beans. No? Nuts, all kinds of nuts po. No? Okay. Kung pwede nga po, isang platito ng kasoy, pili nuts, by the way, are one of the best nuts in the world. No? Alam ko, magtanim po tayo ng pili. I think every breast cancer patient or survivor must plant a pili tree.
Wow.
Sa totoo lang.
Tumutubo ba?
Hindi,
Ba't
alam niyo
nasa
po,
Bicol lagi yung mga
kasi,
pili trees?
do you know that pili is only found in the Philippines? Nowhere else in the world. Talagang biyaya ng Panginoong Diyos po yan sa atin. Okay, and then the others are itong tinatawag na lentils, no? Munggo, garbanzos, sweet peas, green peas, ng mga balatong, di ba? At siyempre nandiyan po legumes, sitaw, bataw-utaw, patani,
Utaw, yes.
sigarilyas. Ayan po, no? Yan po yung mga talagang, sana po everyday nandiyan po yan para meron 2-time protein. Pero gusto ko rin sabihin na despite that, kailangan po natin uminom ng vitamin B12.
Yes, Doc.
Kasi talagang if you're a vegetarian or lalo na vegan, kailangan ng cobalamin. B12 po. Everyday. Yung B12 lang po na B12 kailangan po sa ilalim ng dila. Sublingual. Kasi habang tumatanda tayo, nawawala po yung intrinsic factor sa ating tiyan na nakaka-absorb ng B12. But kung nilalagay po natin sa ilalim ng dila, at least 1,000 micrograms po yun, ang dila, ilalim ng dila po natin, punong-puno ng blood vessels, hinihigop kagad ng ating katawan yung B12.
Wow,
No?
noted.
Kailangan po natin, daily B12 po, no?
So, iba yung formulation nun sa mga B vitamins na taken orally. Pag sinabing
Yes,
sublingual. Okay, Doc. Can you
Kasi
expound
iba yung
a bit more?
absorption po niya. Actually, an option is to inject it. Pero syempre, I'm sure ayaw.
Sa totoo lang,
Opo.
if you can have an injection of B12, twice a month lang, every 2 weeks lang yan.
Right.
Every 2 weeks. Talagang may energy po kayo lagi.
Okay. Ano naman lasa nun? May nakatry na ba nung sublingual na B12? Wala pa. Ano lasa, Doc? Mapait ba? Ang matamis? Matamis naman pala. Isabay nyo na sa taho para may pampatamis na yung taho ninyo doon sana. Alright. So ito mga Doc, bakit ba napakahalaga ng nutrition para sa taong nagpapagaling sa cancer? Why is it that important, Doc Maricar?
Actually, yung nutrition po is an essential component talaga po ng management of any disease, including nga po yung cancer. Kasi ano yung benefits that you can get from it? It can help you recover faster. It can facilitate your healing and recovery. Tapos, syempre, during treatment, kasi kahit na parang yung treatment is designed to make you better, meron ding mga ano po yan, di ba? May mga complications din in terms of your immune function. So you need to replenish those losses with proper nutrition. Kasi pag balance yung diet po ninyo at saka adequate, ibig sabihin, lahat ng mga substrates or yung mga building blocks na kailangan po ng katawan nyo para mag-recover will be provided. So napakalaking role talaga po ng proper nutrition. At saka studies have also shown po na kapag yung nutritional status po ninyo during your treatment is maganda, mas less po yung chance that you will experience adverse effects of treatment. So yung mga post-treatment nausea and vomiting, yung mga diarrhea. So kaya yung tinatawag nga pong parallel pathway of cancer management. As your oncologist design your cancer treatment, you should also be consulting na rin po yung mga nutrition experts po para in parallel we will be working together as you undergo your treatment. We can adjust the nutrition management to help you tolerate po yung yung nutrition support. So it's actually in the guidelines. Upon cancer diagnosis, you should already have nutrition care plan. Yun po.
Doc Jimmy, sa inyong experience, saan sila pinakahirap mag-adjust?
Pinakamahirap tanggalin ang karne. Sorry, kung tatanggalin
Ang pangit
lang,
naman ng lasa.
ganito lang po ang ranking. May ranko po kasi yung mga karne. Wag po, ang una-una yung tatanggalin, ultra-processed meat. Di ba? So, sorry po, corned beef, goodbye. Spam, goodbye. Meatloaf na lang, walang brand name. Yan pong bacon, hamon, sorry sa Pasko. Mga pepperoni, salami, longganisa, chorizo, hotdog, frankfurter,
So parang
Vienna
nagugutom na
sauce.
sila lalo.
Oo, Doc, tinakam mo sila.
Baka ma-depress kayo. Hindi, hindi, wag po, sa totoo lang, ako papayag pa ako, na kumain kayo ng, alam niyo, mas mabuti pang kumain ng real pork than hot dogs, than sausages.
Oo, okay, gets, oo.
But of course, I would suggest kung hindi makaiwas, di ba? wag na lang po yung mga ultra-processed.
Right,
diba?
right.
About chicken nuggets is an ultra-processed.
Yes.
Yung hindi na mukhang chicken, di
Yes,
ba?
correct. Tama.
Okay, pero sa totoo lang, ako po pumapayag na kumain pa rin kayo ng chicken dahil meron na marami ng organic chicken ngayon. No? So, magbibigay ba ako ng brand name? Gusto ko sa susunod na I Can Serve, nandito na yun.
Basta
Yung mga-
ikaw ang kukuha sa kanila ng sponsor, Doc.
4 na brand ng chicken, na organic chicken, organic
Pero
eggs.
available yan in the market, Doc?
Yes, of
Available
course.
sa
Yes.
mga grocery.
Available in all groceries. No? Hindi ko na lang babanggitin yung brand.
Magkano
Baka
kilo,
sabihin-
Doc? Kasi yun yung mga concern namin pa. Kasi, I mean, I want to. Kaya lang, medyo mahal. Would you
Meron
know?
ring organic pork and beef, 2 brand po yun. No? Pero alam niyo, pag pumunta kayo sa grocery, ng 12 noon, ubus na eh. No? Ubus na eh.
Talaga.
Anyway, so
Marami na rin switch.
yun ang gusto. Now, let me just say, as one of our last, hindi lang po, of course, nutrition in food. Meron rin pong spiritual nutrition.
Ganda.
Yung spiritual nutrition, no? I hope, siyempre, no, talagang, ang sabi ko talaga, seek God first is your first prescription. Eh, no? Talagang, I suppose all of you are praying, di ba? And please pray.
Always.
Okay, pangalawa po, emotional nutrition. Di ba? Ang una kong tanong dito is, kailangan po tayo to forgive. To forgive and to be forgiven. Pero also to love and be loved. No? Siguro naman madali po yun. Lahat po tayo rito may minamahal. Pero dito ba meron ba tayong kailangan patawarin? Yung
Lalo pa
mga-
magpapasko na.
Oo.
Sana ngayon, Pasko. Di ba? Hindi, pero tama, nakakagaan kasi, Doc, di ba? And it makes getting new information and changing your lifestyle a lot easier kasi wala ka ng ibang bitbitin eh, kundi yung sarili mo sana. Parang ganyan.
Okay. Pero alam nyo, kasi breast, no? Di ba? Nagtatago ng hinanakit, hinagpis, himutok, hinaing, hinayang. Ang bigat, di ba? May tampo, may galit. Di ba? Let go and let God. Di ba?
Naku,
ang dali
nag-flashback
kong
tuloy sa
sabihin.
audience natin yung mga...
Ang dali ko sabihin, pero
Mga
talaga, sa totoo lang po, sa aking practice po sa cancer, no? Pag may kailangan magpatawa, it's the most difficult human act. It's difficult. I mean, ang dali kong sabihin, pero yung aking libreng consultation, I will teach you how to forgive.
Marami na makikinig sa'yo, Dok. Sasama sila yung iba.
Sasali kami dun sa group, sa meeting nila.
They will listen.
Ito na, ano yung challenges with eating healthy? Kasi nabanggit mo kanina, Doc, yung organic chicken, na syempre ako din naman kahit for now, I'm well, gusto ko na naman mag-shift yung, hindi, ang hirap i-afford. Ano yung mga challenges, how are we able to overcome them para ma-follow namin yung healthy way of eating para dun sa state namin as for people with cancer? Doc Maricar.
Opo. So siguro, ako yung based on my practice, ang mga challenge talaga, yung habits. Kasi it's difficult to suddenly change. No? Kung halimbawa kinalakihan na parang dapat tuwing linggo, parang may family gathering. Kawawa naman ako, hindi na ako magpa-participate dun sa lechon
That's
na
right, oo.
sinerve. Opo. Kasi parang part ng yan eh. Yung eating kasi, it's part of family bonding eh. Oo. So yun yung number 1. Siguro number 2, yung cost, kasi parang feeling nila you will really deviate from a usual easily accessible corned beef, hotdog, no, Doc. So, yun, kumbaga parang they think na it's difficult, it's challenging na magbabago ka. Imbis na sanay ka na, yung grocery list mo, ito lang. You really need to change it. So, yun. Tsaka yung siguro yung lack of guidance. Kasi, alam nating sabihin na healthy diet. So whenever you consult, sabihin healthy diet. Pero how do you specifically implement it? So yun yung nagiging challenge talaga ng mga pasyente. Sometimes they are clueless on how to start. So kaya yun yung talaga. Whenever we spend counseling sessions with patients po, it can really last mga 30 minutes to 1 hour or more. Just discussing in detail how they can incorporate the new habits, no? Based dun sa recommendations na alam nating mas magiging beneficial for their health.
Yun ang mahalaga na may guidance sila. Of course, maikinig sila sa doktor nila. And buti lang nandito rin yung I Can Serve. Di ba, very active kayo sa community to help one another in terms of that. But of course, pag merong plan na binigay sa inyo yung inyong doktor, yun sana ang magandang sundin kahit na medyo mahirap. Di ba, Doc Jimmy? Ang hirap sundin pamilya.
So I also advocate,
Pero kakasanayan.
well, tinatanong po ni Susie sa akin yung tungkol sa pagkain, no? I also advocate fasting.
IF ba yan? Yung intermittent fast ba yan?
Both intermittent at saka real fasting. Sana po at least even once a month, Even once a month, try to have a fast.
Paano yun, Doc? Ano yung... Ano,
Well, ako, there are three kinds of fasting, Fruit and vegetable, fresh, yung hindi dumaan sa apoy. Yun lang po kakainin nyo. So,
yung hindi dumaan sa...
apoy. Ang ibig ko sabihin, sa prutas, hindi talaga niluluto, di ba? Pero gulay na hindi niluluto, ano yun? Di ba?
Carrots,
siyempre,
lettuce,
kamatis,
pipino, ang mga
pipino,
pangsalad.
singkamas, di ba? So marami, carrots, di ba? Yung hindi
Celery.
kailangan lutuin, di ba? Yung po lang ang kakanin nyo, that's for me, is a vegetable and fruit fast na hindi dumaan sa apoy.
So,
Okay?
one whole day gagawin mo yon.
Yes.
One whole day.
whole
Okay.
Siyempre, yung second is juicing naman po lahat, ginuce mo lahat, yung mga vegetables and fruits na hindi rin dumaan sa apoy.
Okay.
At ang pinakamahirap, pero kaya nyo rin po, isang araw na puro tubig lang.
Tubig lang.
Anyway,
walang
I would say,
lemon,
yung
walang ganyan.
how to make it easy, ang gusto ko lang idagdag, definitely, kailangan po natin ng meal planning, And I suggest talagang, meron kayong 1 week or 1 month na nakaplano
Nakaplat
na
na.
ano yung kakainin.
Yeah,
Tapos
yeah.
para, pag pupunta kayo sa grocery, yun na yun.
Aha.
Kung ano yung nakasulat doon. Saka ngayon
very
po,
practical.
marami na pong websites. I hope you'll just check it
That's
out.
right.
Marami ng websites na mga nag-o-offer ng delivery ng vegetarian or vegan food or healthy food, sabihin na lang natin.
Oo. Kung sawa na kayo dun sa gawa nyo, kasi may limitations din lang yung what we can do in our home. Para maiba naman ng konti, sometimes baka pwede mag-deliver this whole week, di ba? As a treat for yourself. Yun na yung treat nyo na makatikim kayo ng gawa ng iba, luto ng iba. Alright, at this point, ladies and gentlemen, ito na ang pagkakataon para magtanong sa ating mga speakers this morning. Wait, ano merienda? May pastry.
Plant-based ba, Doc?
Waiter pa, iteran ako. So, ito na yung chance niyo for any of our guests here who would like to ask. Doc Jimmy, yes po, go ahead, ma'am. Or Doc Maricar.
Hello po, good afternoon po ulit. Ang tanong ko po, kapag po kumain tayo ng super processed food, how long po kaya yon para masabing significant na precancerous yun? Para at least preventive sa ating mga anak, huwag na natin pakainin. How long po ba ipaprocess ng body natin to make it bad na maging precancerous? Yun po bang, let's say, once a week, may Pure Foods hotdog? Pwede po ba yun? Kasi syempre, ang hirap ng mga bata, di ba? Pwede po bang i-bargain yun, yung ganun?
Ano yan, ang magandang tanong.
Thank you po.
Kung favorite ko pa naman yung tender juicy na yan. Na hindi namin binibili, kaya pag nakakita ko sa labas, yung parang hayok na hayok ako. Okay ba yun for kids na once a week?
I'll answer first po. So actually, yung question kasi ni ma'am, it's difficult to say kasi there's actually no direct study na kumbaga parang you give a certain number of years na when you eat this at a young age. Kasi maraming factors na nagdidictate ng cancer. It's not just the food. Kumbaga, it depends on your genetics as well, the environment. So, sa akin kasi personally, any avenue na you will be introducing inflammation to the body increases the chance of developing not just cancer but any yung mga chronic diseases, mga cardiometabolic diseases. So ako, pag nagtatanong sa akin yung patient ng ganyan, sabihin ko, it's up to you, I cannot tell, but by doing so, you are increasing the chances of you developing something that you don't want. So that's how I approach po whenever patients ask me about it.
Thank you, Doc.
Yes.
Yeah, I fully agree with Dr. Reed. Sa akin po, nung nabalitaan ko po about hot dogs and ultra-processed meat, because even the World Health Organization finally made a statement. But when there were even just evidences nung po, no? And I remember my children were only 10 and 6 years old, no? Talagang hotdog ang una kong tinanggal, no? Talagang hindi ko na po sinanay yung mga anak ko sa hotdog, you know? At siyempre, unti-unti po yun, nawala na po yung yung mga sinasabi kong ultra-processed meat na...
Inunti-unti nyo naman. Hindi naman sabay-sabay nyo
hindi
tinanggal.
sabay-sabay. Pero talagang, sa totoo lang, no? Good health, good nutrition po, no? Talagang isa na, gusto ko lang po sabihin, the World Health Organization has already stated, ultra-processed meat, talagang wag po sana yun. Talagang simulan ng phase out.
Right? Kasi naisip ko rin naman, sino naman bibili nun kundi kami, yung mga parents din naman.
Yes,
So,
opo.
when we have it
Kinagis
there
na
at
natin,
home,
no? Kinagis na.
oo nga. Sino ba ang ikaw din yung bumili. Kaya kumbaga, okay, medyo guilty din talaga.
Actually, may addition lang din po ako. Kasi yan, narinig ko kanina, no, yung parang pagbigyan na kasi bata pa naman. So actually, parang for me po, it's not a requirement for us to feed our kids yung mga processed food. Kasi you have a lot of other options. So kung hindi mo sila uumpisahan at a young age, hindi nila yun hahanapin po . Siguro, kaya lang nafe-feel nyo, no, na parang dinedeprive nyo sila kasi naumpisahan, tapos bigla mong tatanggalin. So, yun. Kaya ako pa, I'm also a mom. So, my son hasn't eaten hotdog yet. Hindi ganun ka-perfect, no? Kumbaga, meron din namang mga iba talaga na from time to time papatikimin. Pero pag siguro yung mga outright na hotdog, bacon, yung mga highly processed talaga, no, that you know does not have any benefits, and then there are other healthier protein options that you can give. So, choose to start with that. Oo, habang bata pa po, huwag nyo nang i-introduce para hindi nila makasanayan and madala nila until paglaki nila.
They won't know what they're missing if they've
Yes.
never had it, di ba? O
Oo,
parang
actually,
ganon.
Pero
ganon.
good news rin po, no? Meron rin vegetarian sausages.
Oo. Kamusta naman ang lasa,
May
Doc?
plant-based hot dogs and
Marami na
plant-based
ngayon,
frankfurters. Marami na po
Marami
ngayon.
na ngayon. Meron nga akong favorite na in-orderan, although hirap na hirap akong hanapin sila. Vegetarian, lechong kawali. At
Pero yung
ang sarap.
Pero masarap yun.
Ang
Masarap.
sarap, ang sarap. Super, enjoyed that. Hindi ko na nga lang sila mahanap. Sana mas marami pa mag-support para yung ganitong klaseng eating maging available for a lot of people. Alright, okay, any more questions? Sorry, go ahead, ma'am.
Hi, good afternoon, doctors. Good afternoon, sisters and
Afternoon.
allies. My name is Faye, and I'm a breast cancer and sarcoma survivor for 11 years. Thank you so much. Very inspiring po yung talks natin. Pero Doc, I still love steak, but I try not to. But my question is, beyond how we eat, like oral, my question is really more on supplements. As we all know, it's also considered as food, right? Like the vitamins. I'm curious about your point of view when we talk about the infused supplementation. Let's say vitamin C, though I've read a publication about vitamin C boosting, vitamin C infusion boosting your recovery rate after chemotherapy, which I did. And I don't know if it's placebo or not, but I felt like I recovered better than before. I don't know. But what's your thoughts about that infusion, like glutathione, vitamin C, collagen? What's your thought on that? Especially for those individuals like me who has history, or individuals who has no history but may have family medical history of cancer.
Ganda naman. So parang supportive care in a sense
Yes.
for the recovery. Kasi medyo nauso lately yan, di ba, yung mga drips? Is
Yes
that it?
po.
Okay, thank you. What a wonderful question. Mga doc, how do you feel, Doc Marcar?
Actually, ma'am, I would just like to ask, was it done in a hospital or specialty center?
At home. No, at the clinic. At the clinic. But
Administered by
a nurse.
A nurse? Or,
Yes, a nurse.
Pero it is supervised by a doctor?
I did make paalam.
Okay.
Paalam.
Yeah. So as of now po kasi, no, if we will look into the existing cancer management guidelines, it's not yet part of the kumbaga of the recommendation kahit dun sa nutrition guidelines kasi that's still yung tinatawag nating IV nutrition, parenteral nutrition. So that still falls under the category. Pero dun sa current existing guidelines natin kasi we usually reserve IV nutrition for for special purposes. For example, you're dealing with an obstructed gut. So, kasi also think about the risks po, no? Yung you are introducing something sa blood vessel na that is designed to be sterile. So, yun lang, kumbaga caution lang doon sa risk for infection. Tapos, sa ngayon kasi, parang whole foods pa rin po, no, as a source. You still use the gut in terms of targeting to provide your nutrition support. Kasi yung gut natin, aside from being an organ of digestion, it also has immune function. So parang you want to maximize giving your nutrition through dun sa physiologic route, which is through the gastrointestinal tract. So siguro in the future po, no, if there will be protocols, no, to support yung mga management that you have mentioned. Pero unfortunately, as of now po, I cannot make a comment. Hindi pa kasi siya part talaga po nung mainstream guidelines management ng cancer nutrition.
So it's more of, sorry Doc, if I may ask.
Yes,
so the comment is, it's not recommended because it's not part of the guidelines?
Usually po kasi yung yung risks lang.
The risk.
No? Yun doon lang kami afraid kasi kaya tinanong ko kung saan ginawa kasi we are hearing also other patients na yung hindi natin sure kasi kung saan po yung kung saan siya ina-administer. So ang mga IV medication po or IV therapy is considered as a high alert po yan kumbaga high alert treatment. So doon lang siguro kami sa doon for me personally doon sa sa caution in terms of complications that may arise from those treatments.
Aside from the vitamin C, the collagen, ganun.
Let me answer,
Yes,
no? Ang mga doktor po sa Pilipinas talagang USA-oriented, no? But for doctors who have studied in Europe, I had the opportunity to study in Europe. Ibang-iba talaga, no? Ibang-iba. And then, the evidence for vitamin C is, for example, very strong sa Germany, no? Sa Pasteur Institute. Of course, Louis Pasteur, we all know him in our biology studies. Talagang very strong ang research base po. No? So, when I went to Europe, ibang-iba talaga, compared to in terms of treatment from US. No? Ako naman, I will support in the sense na kailangan lang talaga, it has to be doctor supervised, and if ever a nurse is doing it at best, no, in terms of your vitamin C infusion, di ba? Because ganun din ang ginagawa naman nila sa Europe. Yung glutathione, collagen, wala pa akong evidence-based.
Yes.
Pero yung vitamin C strong in Germany, no, and in Europe, very strong yung vitamin C in the European context. Okay. Gusto ko lang po sabihin yan. Para kasi siyempre, kung nag-aral yung doktor niyo sa Amerika, yun lang talagang sasabihin niya.
Thank you very much po. Very enlightening. Thank you po.
Thank you. Thank you also. Yes, go ahead.
This is a question from our Facebook comments. From Urba Ezekiel, Doc, question po, how about white rice? Would you...
Okay lang ba mag-white rice? Ako si Doc Maricar. Napaisip.
Opo. So actually, if ano ba yung sinasabi natin na ideal recommended diet? So it should be rich in fiber. So kasama siya sa recommendation. So yung difference kasi po nung white rice at saka brown rice, yung brown rice is higher in fiber. Tapos meron din siyang yung mga B vitamins kasi na usually kapag white rice na siya yung natatapyas, di ba, during processing, kaya siya naging white, refined na siya. So parang tinanggal mo yung fiber, and along with that, yung mga specific nutrients. So, kung ako po, whenever I give recommendations, if you can incorporate brown rice or if you can transition to brown rice, I would recommend. Pero minsan kasi it will follow, Dok, parang ang pangit kasi ng texture, mas lalong hindi sila makakain, or sometimes kapag halimbawa, may mga ibang klaseng yung mga patients na cancer, for example, sa head and neck, may mga ulcer, mas nahihirapan sila kapag matigas yung food. So you really individualize yung recommendations. Pero if we are talking about fiber, then I would go for the for the brown rice if it is available if it is acceptable for the patient.
Okay, thank you, Doc.
Ako po sa tahanan ko, black rice, red rice, or brown rice. So, hindi sa tahanan ko. Wala na po kaming white
Wala na
rice.
talagang white.
Gusto ko lang po sabihin yan, talagang, I don't know how many years na, my daughter probably can tell me how long we have been having. Pero ganito po yun, sangayon ako sa sinasabi. Pero ngayon po, may bagong pag-aaral ang Food and Nutrition Research Institute na kung kakain lang kayo ng white rice, bilhin niyo po yung native Filipino rice. Yung may pangalang Pilipino, ano yun? Wagwag, dinorado, sinandoming.
Sinandoming,
no?
yeah.
Iba po ang kanyang quality. No? The glycemic index is low, pero itong mga ordinaryong rice na numero ang pangalan, di ba numero? Mga NFA 1, 2, 3, NFA 4, 5, 6. Yun po yung high glycemic index, no? At pag titingnan nyo, ito po supports even the Asian context. No? Bakit ang mga Hapon, puti pa rin ang rice, di ba? Kasi native rice. Pagdating sa Indian Basmati rice, native rice pa rin.
Yes.
Ancient variety. Ganon rin sa Pilipinas. Let us, kung kakain lang kayo ng white, alam ko mas mahal, pero ganon din. Dinorado, wagwag,
At saka sinandoming. Wow.
At sa probinsya, marami pang iba.
Oo nga. Thank you sa mga palakpakan po natin, Doc Maricar, Doc Jimmy. Of course, maraming salamat sa mga last na lang. Super last.
Hello po, good afternoon po sa lahat. Tanong ko lang po sana to tungkol regarding sa mga may breast wound. Mga breast wound. Kasi po tanong ko lang po sana kung totoo po ba yung mga sinasabi na bawal daw kumain ng malalansa, manok, itlog, mga seafoods, bagoong. Totoo po ba yun na ano po daw siya ng inflammation sa sugat?
For me siguro it will have something to do po if hindi po parang fresh yung yung product. Kasi yun, kumbaga parang pag halimbawang hindi siya well cooked, no, it can have adverse effects also, no, that can hamper yung healing process. Pero by looking on the other side, if you will kumbaga restrict all of those are rich sources of protein naman, yung fish, yung egg. So siguro kung yung pasyente naman po walang known allergy, there's no need to be too restrictive about those food items.
Kahit na po yung mga yung bagoong po, yung alamang, ganon.
Yun kumbaga pag naman yung pagdating sa mga ganon, ang problem doon yung salt eh. So just opt for other more whole food options instead na yung parang mga condiments na may added salt.
Saka itatanong ko lang po sana, ano po ba yung most recommended para sa mga may breast wound para po sa madaling paghihil ng sugat?
I think, sorry mga doc, I think yung next segment po natin, ma'am, please keep that question, might be able to answer your question a little better. Lalo na yung sa sugat at saka healing, saka skin issues. Alright, so balik kayo mamaya sa question and answer mamaya.
Sige po, thank you po.
Sa portion 2.
Thank you.
At this point, of course, we'd like to thank you both again, once again. Siguro last, bili na lang sa mga audience members natin in terms of their food and nutrition. Doc Maricar.
So again, I would just like to emphasize po, nutrition is an essential part of your treatment and recovery. So wag natin kakalimutan yon. Alam natin na marami pong aspeto na iisipin kayo once na na-diagnose po kayo ng cancer. Pero isipin natin na kapag halimbawang na-address din po natin yung pinaka-basic na kailangan ng katawan natin, mas magiging maganda po yung outcome ng any treatment regimen na i-recommend po sa inyo ng inyong healthcare team.
Thank you.
Una-una po, eat a great and good breakfast and healthy breakfast. I just like to put, alam ko may intermittent fasting, pero agahan niyo yung fasting yung alas 4 ng hapon. But anyway, of course, it's a brunch. And next one, yung talagang have a fruit and a vegetable every time you eat. No? Have a fruit and a vegetable every time you eat. And gusto ko categorically, of course, this is more for mga studies on vegetarian, di ba? Parang every fruit, every vegetable you eat is really what I call supporting you to heal your cancer. Gusto ko lang po sabihin.
Thank you so much, Doc Jimmy. Palakpakan po natin ulit. Doc Jimmy and Doc Maricar, thank you so much for sharing so much of your information para sa ating mga, sabi ko sana mga kapuso. Pwede naman. Mga kasuso. Mga kasuso na. Thank you so much.
Thank you to iCare. Thank you to everyone. Thank you. Salamat po.
Salamat po.
Congratulations po.
Thank you. Ay, picture. Picture.